Well, here we are, entering Albania. Again. As we leave Corfu behind and we come across that little gap there where that boat is, we've just come up the coast of what is now Albania, and I've seen lots of stuff on the internet about Albania, so I've got a particular point of view about what I think it's going to be like. But here's our first stop, where we are going to tell the government we've just arrived, and we're flying our flag up there to tell them that we know we're in Albania, and here we are. So we've got about 4 or 5 days here as we go up through Albania towards Montenegro. Oh, looking forward to it. Super high mountains up there. Very, very nice. As you can see here, we got to Sarande, parked our boat in the middle of the bay, and went through customs. We then went on to find a typical Albanian restaurant.
Albanian restaurant. So this is like inside a house, but very traditional here.
It certainly was, but you had to order their 14 dishes whether you wanted them or not. They said it was because you couldn't get the 2 richest cuisines on one plate. We were not so sure. So the next day we sailed north. Folks tired, bless her, aren't you? Yeah. She's tired, had the wind in your face all day long since 7 this morning.
Yes. We got another 55.
Another 55 miles to go. Really?
Yeah. About 60.
Yeah.
Just under 60 to go.
Yeah. About 10 hours to go.
10 hours? How can it be 10 hours? 12 hours?
50 miles.
60 miles.
Oh, 52 miles at 5.2 is 52 miles. Oh, alright, 11 hours then maybe. So, let's see. Let's see where we get to. Yes, the next day turned out to be a long and arduous day. We were going to stop at 45 miles, but we made 5.8 knots and we got there by 11 AM, so we decided to carry on. Well, we kind of regretted it. The waves and the wind past the island meant that it was hard going, and just when we thought we had little manoeuvrability, the starboard engine overheated. Jesus Christ, here we go. No, another one. Right, engine's overheated just as we're going through a tiny little blinking gap. So we're in 6 metres of water at the minute, and it looks like it's miles from bloody land, but about half a mile that way it goes to 1.6 metres. So I've got to try and get the second engine working quick, because if we don't, we could be, the thing is, we're on our worst engine as well. So we're now using the broken engine, the one we're going to get fixed. Basically, the one that we're going to get fixed, the one we're going to get fixed in Montenegro, is the one we're using now, because this good one, the good engine, the one we're, where are we running that? Jeez, that's heavy. Is basically saying it's overheated. So, right, hang on. Okay, just 1 sec. And so, with only our poorly port engine doing all the work, and at 2,500 RPM, we were only just about making 3 knots with the headwind and the tide against us. We pushed on and eventually got the starboard engine going again, but had to pull them back to 2,000 RPM, and it was 7:30 PM before we actually got up to 5 knots. So that I can, that's it, so I can get some coolant in that. Oh, it's full. It's just hot. Yeah, the water's hot. I've no idea what that bloody means, apart from the water's bloody hot. Jeez. Okay, so not knowing much about cars and engines and boats and stuff. There's water in there. That was what I was going to put some more coolant in, but it's full. But the problem is, it is actually quite hot. I don't know what to do about cooling it down. I've got no blowers because the blowers, which I don't even know where they are, that's that one over there, don't work. So I've got a problem, and I'm in shallow water. Hang on one second. I'm in shallow water, and I've got a problem with the engine. So okay, hang on, just one second again. I'll just leave it there, just to let the heat come out. Maybe let the heat come out. Then maybe that's a good idea. The thing is, it's on one engine. That's 2,500 RPM, and we're doing 2 knots into a really strong headwind. And also, we're trying to get through this little gap here. I think see here, this is 1.6 meters. So, yeah, I know. 2.8 knots at 2,200 RPM on basically what is a broken engine. Well, basically we waited to go into deeper water because we figured that 6 meters of water probably was getting a bit warm, so that was probably the reason. It was just probably sucking in too much warm water and just not getting cool enough, and it was on 2,300 RPM. So we've waited till we're back into 13 meters of water, and which is giving it like a 15-20 minute rest, and then we're back on with it. It's at 2,000 RPM now. They're both on 2,000 RPM, and hopefully we're going to stay in deeper water, like 13 meters minimum, all the way now till we get to Durres, which is very sadly what looks like going to be 10 hours that way, and it's 4:30, so it's going to take us a while. Still bashing into this wind. Yeah, we're in 15 meters of water, all that way to the shore. We're doing a total of 3.9 knots. As you can see, it's well, maybe you can see. Hopefully, you can see it's pretty lumpy. We've got both engines on 2,000 RPM, so both engines are being worked. Not too hard that I don't want to overheat them, because I've got a poorly engine on the port side, which I was expecting to get looked at when we got to Montenegro, and the supposedly good engine on the starboard side, on the right, but that had an overheating water sign just come up, so we've backed them off to about 2,000 RPM. We're going into about 9 knots of headwind, literally on the nose. As you can probably see there, it's 9.3 knots, literally straight ahead, and we're doing a total of 3 knots, wonderfully, 3.8 knots. It's 5 o'clock in the evening, and we've got 48 miles still to go. So I'm really hoping at some point this is going to pack in, go away, and leave me to motor, or ideally sail, the rest of the way. Let's wait and see. As we pass the beautiful coastline that goes between Vlore and Durres, we managed to pick up 2 things. The first of which was a random dinghy. It was drifting way too far from the coast to be used by any divers. It never had any engine on board. It did have some fishing tackle, but it had no person and no anchor and no nothing. So rather than let it drift and drift and drift, we just picked it up and decided to tow it and hand it in at the next port. As you can see here though, the waves were still against us. We managed to pick up a stowaway that just did not want to get off.
Look, the bird got in sailboat, my god!
We were quite away from land, so we figured that this bird was just too tired to get off the boat. So we let it sleep the night in the boat, and we took it all the way back to Durres. Well, you might be able to see him. There's our little stowaway in the corner above the window. Look, sitting there, quite happy, fast asleep. And it's about midnight, and we've just arrived in Durres. So this is the state of the place because we had the engine overheating, so I took all the stuff out to try and get the engines cool. And here we are. So I'm just going to make myself a bit of a sandwich and we'll go to bed. 12:30. Welcome to Durres. In the morning the port police arrived and asked us where we'd been and where we were going, etc, etc, and we gladly gave them the dinghy we'd found back because we've already got two, and then we went into Durres.
Thank you. Okay, no problem.
We found it, we reported it. The police taking it away, so the owner will be able to get it back.
Well, this is the port of Durres, and well, we've had to park our boat way over there. Can't even see the boats or anything from here. Way over there, in the fisherman's port, because there's a huge shipping port here as well. As you can see, Pucky's got ahead of me now, and yeah, this is it's quite a hike into town. Let's just see what Durres has to offer. That looks a bit weird, doesn't it? Look how they've kind of built this thing and then they've not quite finished at the top. It's a shame when that happens, really. It's clearly been built a long time, but they haven't really got round to putting the top on, which I imagine was their pièce de résistance when they actually decided to design it and build it. So it's a bit of a shame, really. Never mind, these things happen. Situations change and economies falter. Let's have a look. We'd stopped in Durres so we could do all the paperwork to get us out of Albania and into Montenegro.
Welcome to Durres. We're going to go explore and see what we can find.
Whoa! Big steps. Right up to here. That's the 5th one up. And Pucky's all the way down there. Oh! Each step is about a foot tall. At least. More than. And here you get a different view of the town. There's the port. Durres. Can't see the boat. Never mind. It's gone already. Let's look around there, see if there's anything going on. Let's go over there, explore. Yeah, Pucky likened Durres to Bangkok, in as much as just traffic jams everywhere. Got some nice trees though going on here. This looks nice with kids' play area. Well, they're obviously trying to make this place very green. Lots of new trees been planted to make it into a sort of, I suppose, a weird kind of wood by the sea, because by the sea we are. And here we are going towards the promenade and the pier in the background. That looks like a nice pier, doesn't it? Makes the pier in Brighton look a bit old-fashioned.
Durres on Sunday.
Sat down for food in the restaurant in Durres, and we have, what's this, Pucky?
This is a mixed starter, mixed seafood starter. So we have like sort of the variety of the cooked fish and the cold fish.
We loved Durres, it was a lovely place to stay. Join us next time as we go north and into Montenegro for our final stop for 2023.